Hello and welcome to the channel that covers everything where health and technology meet. Today we're reviewing the Hydrow, or sometimes better known as the Peloton of rowers. And this could mean a lot of things, but someone that's used a Peloton a lot and now has tested this, I think it's just a compliment to how well this constructed is. Beginning with the hardware itself, all the way up to the user interface and the content that you see on the screen is just very polished end to end. So I think it's just an overall compliment to an overall good product. So let's break it down and see what makes this so special. So let's kick this off with talking about assembling the Hydrow. And I will say I took some points away because I can't believe they expect everybody to lift the Hydrow out of the box, as it is pretty heavy. And then it was at this moment that I realized the Hydrow packaging department is much smarter than me, and they designed it so that you lift the box off around it and you have the Hydrow right in front of you. Points returned. And in all honesty, this is the best packaging I've ever seen. This thing is designed to survive shipping. And assembly was an absolute breeze, so no worries, anybody can do this. But if I can start off with one tip, undo those straps and just lift the box off. So let's kick it off with the physical device and starting with the looks. Personally, I like it. I think it's a sharp unit, and whenever I look at it, the word that comes to mind for me is sleek. It's just got all these rounded edges and it just makes it look kind of futuristic and kind of neat. And overall, I think it would look sharp in your house if you have to put it somewhere and have it seen. Now, as far as storage goes, this does not fold in half like some rowers. It goes fully vertical, so you actually flip the whole thing up and it's meant to stand like that. And when it is in that mode, as long as you have enough ceiling height, it does not take up a lot of room. Moving on to the rowing experience minus the connected fitness portion, so the seat and the resistance. As far as the seat goes, it's smooth, fluid, well connected with minimal wiggle, comfortable, and works exactly as you'd expect from a high-end machine. Now, as far as the resistance goes, it's fantastic. Incredibly smooth and consistent through the entire range of motion, which I find to be very important. And as far as resistance goes, you don't want it to be delayed. You want it to be there throughout the entire range of motion, because if it comes in late, you're already halfway through your motion, you feel it kind of ramping up or finally kicking in. You don't want that. You want it to be consistent the whole way through, making sure that entire motion is challenging and you're engaging the different muscles through the different stages of the rowing movement. And this just does a very, very good job with that. From the moment you're starting to push out based on the resistance you have set, you're going to feel that through the entire motion, and then you bring it back in and it's ready to go for the next pull or the next row. It also has the ability to adjust the resistance through the screen to dial in exactly what you're looking for, and has a very large range of resistance settings you can dial in. And I'll wrap up this segment by saying that the resistance is one of the most important features when buying a rower, and I think you'll be very happy with the quality of the resistance on this unit. Now, as far as other devices that you can use with this to enhance the experience, you can use a heart rate monitor. So a Whoop, a Scope, something like that. It will connect, display the heart rate on screen, and give you extra information about your ride during the ride and after, which is always nice and motivational. You can also hook up an external speaker. Now, this does have speakers built into it that are at the bottom and facing you, so they do a pretty good job. But if you just want to fill the room with sound, you just want to have it at another level, you can connect a speaker like that and do so. Last is that they do have an app that goes with this, so if you want to get your activity, see your workout stats, update your profile, or connect with other Hydrow members, it's very easy to do. But most importantly, it allows you to get to some of their content that's off the rower. So if you want to work out when you're not at your rower, they have a lot of content available there. You load it, do it from your phone, and you still can get a good workout away from the Hydrow. So a nice little app to just stay still connected to the Hydrow experience. And I do hope you're finding this video helpful. If you are, hit that like button for me. Huge assist, all I ask. If you do decide you want to look into the rower, I do have a link in the description down below. It helps support the channel, and I do appreciate it. Moving on to the user interface, and they did a very good job here. First, it's fast and responsive, so it makes it very easy to use. It's also visually entertaining, as when you get to the home screen, it's usually got a ride going on in the background, so you can see the instructor riding on the water, so you got something neat to look at. From there, the layout is well done. It's easy to flow through, find what you want. It's not overly complicated, and doesn't have too much going on. So on the home screen, you're gonna see some typical options, suggestions of rides you might wanna take, and different ways of just kind of getting to the content you want. From there, there is a library tab, so you can go there, see all the content, filter it down to find exactly what you want, making it very easy to narrow down the large library of rides that they do have. They have a feed tab, which allows you to see what's going on in the community and interact with others. They also have a racing tab where you can pair up with another rower and try to compete against others and see how far you can get up the ranking. The progress tab will display your workout history and give you different breakouts to see the data the way that it best works for you. Then it also has a profile and settings tab to update information about you and change settings on the device itself. But the real short version, it's very easy to use. You can get to the areas you want easily and find the rides, filter them down, and be in a ride in no time. So let's move on to the content. And when I evaluate rowers, there's two main things I look at. First, the quality of the resistance. And I've already said it's fantastic on this, so we're good to go there. The next is the content. What's going to be on that screen? Is it going to motivate you to keep working out? And when it comes to these rowers, and I think I'm going to say this for every review I do, there's two types of content. There are gaming-based content, and there's instructor-led content. If you think gaming-based is more along something you would be gravitating towards and be motivated by, well then check out my reviews of the Ergatta and the Aviron. But if you think instructor-led, feeling like you're on the water with someone, you're rowing together, they're talking to you, they're giving you motivation, they're trying to push you through the exercise, if that's what's going to motivate you, then options like this is going to be perfect. So let's talk about what you get with the instructor-led experience here. And when it comes to content on these connected fitness devices and feeling like you're getting a top-of-the-line option, there are two categories that I usually look at. And the first is variety. How many instructors are there? How many different types of personalities are there? How many different types of exercises are there? So that way when you log on and you see a huge library of options to row with in this case, do you feel like you're gonna be able to choose different options and keep mixing it up? So that way you don't feel like you're getting bored doing the same thing over and over. And what you'll find is over time, if you have this large library and a lot of different personalities, you'll find that you eventually gravitate towards certain instructors that really just match your exercise personality and you're able to take advantage of their workouts. You don't want to feel like you're compromising and that you're just settling for an instructor that you just don't jive with and you're just working out for the sake of working out. You want a connection there and it really just helps motivate you and it really just helps you to work out more frequently and more harder. And that's what you want this content to do. Second to that is the production value. And I don't think I've really talked about this a lot in the past, but there's something special about when you can tell they just know how to put the whole package together. They have good video quality. Their ability to edit the footage and bring it together and show scenery, instructor, and just kind of tell a story and just make it visually entertaining. How well the instructor knows how to interact with the camera and feel like they're building a connection with you. There are a lot of pieces that come together that can make a big difference from feeling like, wow, this is just top level. They really know how to put the whole exercise content video together. Or, well, I'm kind of compromising. I just feel like they know what they're doing. They put some cameras in front of somebody, but it's just not polished. It just doesn't pull me in. And I think this is why this gets called the Peloton of rowers a lot. Peloton knows how to do that. And I think Hydrow does as well. So when you boot this up and you see that huge inventory of exercises, you just feel confident knowing you're gonna find a new rowing exercise that's gonna be motivating for you. It's gonna pull you in, you're gonna enjoy it, and you're gonna maximize results and get a great workout. And that's what you want out of something like this. Let's wrap up this video by talking about some of the in-ride features. And while content is great and huge for getting the most out of a rower like this, something else that's nice is a competitive motivator. And with this, they have the leaderboard. So as you row, you can see a leaderboard on the side, and it's gonna tell you where you're at against everybody else that's done that exercise. So you can push yourself to try to get to a certain point. Maybe you wanna be in the top 25%, or just beat your old records, or you just see other people that you're hanging around, and you wanna try to get ahead of them. It's just extra motivation. Every little thing like that makes a difference. And personally, I love the leaderboards. That really does motivate me, so they've done a good job here integrating that. Another nice feature is the stat bar at the bottom. So you're gonna see some nice numbers there just to see where you're at, heart rate being one of them. But you're also gonna see some rowing specific numbers, and over time you'll learn what those mean. And you might just use those to motivate yourself to try to get a little bit better over time and just see where you can get with those. So it's just another motivational tool, but also just more information about your in-ride experience to help you kind of have something to pay attention to. And again, it just kind of motivates you through the ride as a result. They do a good job integrating good music with this as well. So you'll be able to go into the audio section and choose what type of audio settings you want. Do you want to be just instructor, mostly instructor, more music, or the normal mix? Meaning you can choose if you want it to be more music heavy or instructor heavy, which is nice, just so you can have the audio the way you want it. Another feature is that they have the ability to change the resistance on the fly. So as you're working out, you can go into the settings and change the resistance. and this will change the type of exercise that you're getting. So if you want something where the resistance is really high and when you row, you really have to pull, it's maybe more of a muscle builder workout. Or you can make it lighter where it's more of an endurance cardio style workout. You can pick what you want and change that, which is a nice feature. And the last thing I'll say on this category is that I think this is well built for the future. They got all the sensors, the technology built into this, that if they want to add new features, they can. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if I review this in a year, I'm talking about all these new features that weren't here now. I think it's great now, but I also think it will only get better. And that's something that I love about connected fitness devices. And I think this thing is well situated to keep advancing in the space. But to summarize this video up, the first thing you have to do is ask yourself, what type of content are you interested when it comes into a connected fitness rower? And if you say, I want instructor-led content, I want to be on the water with someone, I want to feel like we're riding together and pushing each other to get the best exercise we can, well then this is a fantastic option. It is polished end to end. I feel like they haven't missed a step. Everything is done well. And if that's the type of rower experience you want, this should be one that you strongly consider because it is a great option. All right, so I hope you found this helpful. If you did, hit that like button, huge assist, I really appreciate it. Again, I do have a link in the description if you don't mind clicking that if you're gonna look into this. Helps the channel out and I do appreciate it. Subscribe to stay on top of everything where health and technology meet. And until next time, here's to a healthier you and have a good one.